Hi everyone, we start review 5, ratio and proportion. So far we did fractions, and for fractions I said they are part over total. So it's like I compare part to total. Okay, so it means I have just one pizza and I divide it between 8 parts and I use 2 of those parts. Or I have one class and I divide it between 100 parts and I say 30%, so it means 30 over 100, for example, of my class, for example, they got A plus, for example. Okay, so when we have fraction, we are comparing part over total. So I have one item, I divide it between different parts, and I am using some of those parts. I even can have 5 over 3 instead of, for example, 2 over 3, and this means I have one complete item, and from the second item, I am using 2 of 3 parts, because I divided the whole part between 3 parts. Okay, so far we saw these, and now I want to talk about ratio. Okay, so ratio. A ratio is comparison of when you compare two quantities and then you simplify it. If units are the same, you cancel and there is no unit then. If units are not the same, you change one to the other, or just to compare, because they have to be the same. Okay, so you change and then you compare two values. So change one and compare values. Okay, how do we show ratio? I show ratio this way. So it is like this: ratio 2 colon 3. So I use this sign, colon. Okay, so 2 to 3, for example, I say, means I am comparing 2 to 3. If I say fraction, you know it's part over total, because that's definition of fraction. But when I say ratio, I need to define it well. What do I mean? When you see 2 over 3 as a fraction, you know it's 2 part over 3 total. Means you have one item, you divide it between 3 parts, and you use 2 of them. Okay, when I say fraction. But if I say that's ratio, so I have to, for example, show it, and if I show it this way, I can show it like a fraction, I can, but I have to say it's ratio. Okay, because I don't want to mix it with fractions, so I often you show it this way. Okay, in this case you have to mention which one is part, which one is total. I have to say here it's 2 parts comparing to 3 total. Maybe I like to say, no, I show it this way, 3 to 2. Excuse me, 3 to 2, which is 3 is parts and 2 is total. Sorry, 3 is total and 2 is parts. Okay, so it's the same thing, but I am showing different way. Okay, so first of all, you have to know ratio is comparison when we compare two things with the same unit. If units are not the same, we make them the same. And then we cancel units and there is no unit for ratio. Ratio is unitless. Okay? I show ratio either this way or this way. Okay? Because I don't want to mix it with fraction. When I say fraction, I know it's part over total because it's definition of fraction. When I say ratio, however, I have to define what is the first one, what is the second one. Here you see 2 to 3. Here you see 3 to 2. But they both are the same because 3 is total, 2 is part. In this case, I have to say. So ratio are comparison two things with the same unit. They look like fractions, but they are not the same. Fraction, I have part over total. Here in ratio, I have comparison. I show it with like fraction, or I show it with colon. It means something to something else, means comparing. For fraction, I don't need to mention what, because I know part over total. For ratio, I need to say which one is which one. Maybe you see 2 to 3, maybe you see 3 to 2, but both of them are the same. They have the same meaning, because I say the first one is part to total, the second one is total to part. So it's the same. However, you don't see the same numbers. You don't see the same shapes or this in the same picture. Okay, so a window represents 12 centimeters W and 18 centimeters long. Okay, so it's 12 centimeter and 18 centimeter. What is the ratio W to length? Okay, so you do W to this, which is 12 to this one. Make sure to simplify it. It is 2 to 3 because I can cancel 6 and 6. Okay? Now, I will ask, how about L to W? So L to W is 18 to 12, which is 3 to 2. And because I'm comparing two things, so I don't go to mixed fraction. Okay? Because it's not really fraction. Okay? What is ratio W to P? What is P? Perimeter. And perimeter means when you find all the surrounding of a two-dimension shape. This is perimeter. Okay? Okay, so what is W to P? Okay, W to P is 12 centimeter to 12 plus 12 plus 18 plus 18 centimeter, which is 12 to 60, which is 1 to 5. Okay, but I just show it this way. So ratios are comparison of two things. They look like fraction, but they are not the same. Fraction, I have part over total. Ratio is comparing two things. I may show ratio this way or this way. If I say fraction, you know part over total. If I say ratio, I have to define it for you. Which one over which one? So you see 2 over 3 and 3 over 2, or I mean 2 compared to 3 and 3 compared to 2, both of them are the same because I tell 3 is total and 2 is part. So it's the same, just I change the position. Okay? Now I add this to the lesson because I like to make it clear for you. The difference between fraction and ratio, I want to show it with this example. If there are 20 boys and 30 girls in a class, for example, I have a class, I have 50 students, and I have 20 boys and 30 girls, for example. That's example. Okay? So, what is the fraction of groups that are boys? So, what is the fraction? Okay, remember, part over total. Okay, it says boy. So, what is number of boys? 20. What is number of total? I have to add them, 20 plus 30, because fraction. Now it says, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Here I'm comparing number of boys to number of girls. Maybe I compare number of boys to number of total. Doesn't matter. That's a still comparison and that's a still ratio. Because I say I'm comparing number of boys to number of totals. That's also possible. Okay? Ratio of boys to girls is 20 to 30. Now, you learn. When I talk about ratio, I have to say what to what. But if I say fraction, you know part over total. So here, determine fraction of girls here. What is the fraction of girls? Okay, how many girls I have? 30. How many numbers in total? Because I said fraction. So I know I have part over total. So it's 3 over 5. That's fraction. Okay. Now it says, how about number of girls to boys? Okay, how many girls? Okay, so this to this. Because it's ratio, I'm comparing. Or I can say this way, which is this to this. Or I can say this way. Okay? So now you know, you learn. Ratio shows, and we show it like fraction, but ratio we are comparing. Because I'm comparing, I either show it I am allowed to show it this way, I am allowed to show it this way if I don't want to just confuse you with fractions. And I have to tell you what to what because I'm comparing. But when I say fraction, it's part to total, no question. Okay? Now we go to this example. Write the ratio 25 centimeter to 1.5 meter. Remember, one of them centimeter, one of them meter. So how can I simplify? So 25 centimeter colon 1.5 meter. So it's 25 centimeter 150. So you will learn this later that 1 meter is 100 centimeter. We will learn all of these. So I can just multiply by 100. Okay, so this centimeter because I want to compare. So it is 1 to 6. Yeah, 1 to 6. 1 to 6 is the comparison here. Because units are not the same, I have to make them the same. And here, this example is not, so shouldn't be here because I have to just teach you conversion and then, so that's why I tell you. So meter is 100 centimeter. Okay, so 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so you can use this. So simplify the ratio of one length meter to another length this meter. Okay, so for example, let's say, for example, I have for example, a window and a door, for example, and I want to just compare the length of them, for example. Okay, so it is 3/4 meter to 3/8 meter, which is 2 times 4 plus 3/4 meter to 6 times 8 plus 3/8 meter, which is 11/4 to 51/8. Okay, which is like, for example, here, yes, I know I can say, okay, I'm comparing, but I tell you, you can show it like a fraction, so you can simplify it. So it's 11/4 divided by 51/8, which is 11/4 multiple 51/8, multiple 8/51, which is 22 to 51. And then I can write this way. Okay, I can write it in simplest form. So I can change it to fraction form. This is fraction form because I want to use fraction, simplification, and all of things that I have. Okay, and then simplify it. So Mach number of a moving object is defined as the ratio of its velocity compared to the velocity of sound. Okay, so this one is, I think, this question. Yes, so that's Mach number. Okay, so if I have this question, what should I do? So I have to read the question carefully. That's word problems. Yes, I know. I have a moving object. So it says it's defining. So I see this, then I don't panic. I don't know Mach number. I don't know it. No, I read. See, it says defined as the ratio of velocity compared to velocity of sound. So velocity of the object, that's ratio of velocity compared to velocity of the sound, which is here. So velocity of the sound is just constant. Okay, so you have a word problem, read it carefully. Don't say, oh, I don't know the definition of this. The definition is coming. Or maybe they assume that you know it, but we don't give you something that you don't really know. Okay, so if you don't know, we give you the definition. So find this speed of jet traveling at here with this velocity. Okay, so this number of the moving object is velocity of the object divided by or compared to velocity of sound. We compare them. So it says compare your ratio to a decimal number, means you really have to use your calculator and divide it. Okay, so it is 275 meter per second compared to 340.2 meter per second. Both of the meter per second, so perfect. Okay, so it says simplify and then show it with a number. So if I want to simplify, I have to show it like a fraction. I don't have any other choice. Okay, meter per second, perfect. They have the same unit, so I cancel. Then I can say, okay, so 2750 divided by 3402. Why? Because I see a decimal, so I want to remove it. So I multiply top, bottom with 10. Okay. Now I simplify. So I can divide top and bottom with 2. So 2750 divided by 2 is 1375 divided by 1701. And then I find the answer. So I cannot simplify more. So I do this. Okay. So I can show it this way, like a ratio, like I'm comparing, like for example 1375 to 1701. So I'm comparing. So by 2 I mean here. Okay. Or I can show this way, approximately this is the answer. Okay, so approximately I show you this later, but you underline this and then you check this one, and because it's 3 you just keep it 0.808. Okay, we will see a rounding later. So here, if I want to simplify what I said, fraction you have part over total, ratio you have comparison of two things. I may show ratio like a fraction, but I have to define what do I mean, what to what. You can show it like a fraction or you can show it with column, but you have to say which one is part, which one is total. When you have fraction, you know which one is which one. And then you just either show it with column or show it like a fraction and then simplify. If units are the same, you cancel. If not the same, you make it the same. And so conversion and then simplify. Okay, how about here, this question? Fundamental laws of chemistry state that the element of a pure compound combine in a defined proportions by mass. Water and hydrogen peroxide are both clear colorless liquids. Okay, so one of them is H2O and one of them is H2O2. What are the ratio of hydrogen compared to oxygen in these two molecules? Okay, so you read the question. So the question is a word problem. Yes, it's a definition in chemistry. I am sure you know much more than me in chemistry, so I'm not going to teach you that. So we do the math part. But it doesn't matter. I don't need to know everything about physics and chemistry to do these questions. Okay, as long as I understand what's going on and I just do the math part, it's fine. So what are the ratio of H2O? Okay, so here H2O, how many H I have? 2. How many O? So it's 2 to 1. By 2 I mean this, 2 to 1. I'm comparing. Here, how about H2O is 2 to 2, which is like 1 to 1. I can cancel, I can simplify. So it means for 1 H I have 1 O. For 2 H I have 2 O. But for water, it's double. How about the next? Compare CO here. Compare NO here. Okay, so C2O. Okay, so compare C and O in CO and CO2. Compare N and O in N2O and NO2. Okay, so in this one, I have this to this like 1, 1. In this one, I have this to this like 1, 2. In this one, I have N to O like 2 to 1. In this one, I have N to O like 1 to 2. Okay, so I'm comparing, right? So comparing, I can show it with column, or also I can show it with a fraction type. Okay, so this way, just I can say, for example, 2 over 1. I can say 1 over 2. I can say 1 over 2. I can say 1 over 1. But remember, I'm comparing. Okay, a chemical solution is being made up. A chemical is being made up. That's made up like 50 gram NaCl mixed by 100 gram of water. So I'm just adding. So whenever I see solution in chemistry means I am adding several things and I call it solution. So again, I don't need to know everything about chemistry. You know much more than me. So I just say, okay, 50 gram of this is just added to 100 gram of water. So now I want us to compare mass of NaCl compared to mass of water. See, I tell you, I'm not talking about fraction. I say compare, means ratio. Okay, so do I have the same unit? Yes. So 50G to 100G, which is 1 to 2, because it's double. Mass of water compared to mass of water to mass of this. Oops, 50. So it is like 2 to 1. NaCl to mass of total solution. Okay, so total solution, this looks like fraction. Okay, so NaCl 50 gram to 100 gram plus 50 gram, which is 50 to 150, which is 1, 2, 3. Mass of total to mass of this. So it is this to this, which is like 3 to 1. Mass of total compared to mass of water here this time. Okay, so mass of total, which is this over water, which is 3 over 2. Okay, so I simplify it. How do I simplify? I cancel 50 and 50. Mass of water compared to mass of total mass of solution. Yes, okay, so 100 to 150. Okay, which is 2 to 3. Right? Yeah. So, practice. Write the following ratios in simplest form. Okay, so 16 to 24. I even don't say any unit. So this is the easier one. So 16 to 24. Simplify. What can I cancel? 8. So 2 times 8. Oops. Colon. 3 times 8, which is like 2 to 3. I'm comparing. 2 to 25. Can I cancel? No, so I just move on. In a candy bag, you find that out of 62 candies, 16 are red. Oops. 16 are red. 20 are blue. 18 are green. And 8 are yellow. What is the ratio red to total? Okay, how many red I have? 16. Then how many total? You have to add them all. So here we call it ratio, but it's actually fraction. What is the fraction of red candies? Okay, so it's like 16 to 16 to 24. 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 16 let me see, 36, 46, 60. Yeah, let me see, I'm gonna make a mistake. 36 plus 62. Yes, so 62. Okay, can I simplify? Yes, I have, yes, it's 2 times 8 to 2 times 3, 1, so I cancel this, so this is the answer. The answer is this. Express your answer in simplest form, means simplify it. In a school election, 4,000 yes votes were cast. Yes, that's yes. And this is no. In simplest form, write the ratio of yes to no. Remember, I'm comparing yes to no. I'm not talking about fraction, and I'm talking about the total. No. Yes to no. Okay, so this to this. Remember, don't write 3500 to 4,000, because yes, I know that's correct in terms of just, for example, one of them is yes, one of them is no. Yes, I know. But what did I say? I said yes to no. So don't write no to yes. We don't want to see that. Okay? However, you say, I know this is yes, this is no, I didn't mix them. But, so, can I simplify? So 4,000, oops. So, first of all, I can go to here, I can cancel zeros, and then I can say it is 8 times 5 and 2 compared to 7 times 5, and then it is 8 to 7. That's the answer. Okay? So, how about here? A worker, okay, worker A can unlock 10 cell phones per hour. Worker B per hour. Worker B can unlock 9 cell phones per hour. B 9 per hour. Remember, read the question carefully. If I say one of them per hour, one of them per minute, I cannot compare them. I have to change. Express the ratio of total of the number of cell phones that A can fix to the number that B can fix. It says show it as a fraction because they want you to show it something over something else. Okay, so we don't mean part over total. We say show it as a fraction, like this way, for example, by this. Okay, so 10, which is A to B. Okay, so A to B is like 10 to 9. Okay, because it's 10 phones per hour to 9 phones, phone per hour. So I have the same unit, so it's like 10, this. So I can show it this over that. This means, when it says show it as a fraction, means just show it like this. Okay? Write the following ratios in the simplest form. The ratio of 4 nickels to 5 dimes. 4 nickel to 5 dimes. Okay, so 4 to 5, like that. But how about the value? Yes, this is just a if I just compare the number of the coins, so number of coins with number of coins, that's okay, they are the same. This is just number of coins. But when it says compare the ratio of value of them, see, if I say ratio of 4 nickels to 5 dimes, it didn't say. If I say the number, it's here. If I say value, it's 4 nickels is 20 cents and 5 dimes is 50 cents because 5 times 10, and so it's 4 times 5 cents. 5 times 10 cents, which is 20 over 50. That's like that. Okay. How about the ratio 30 feet to 70 feet? I even don't know in which concept, but it's okay. So I just do this to this, which is like this to this. This is the answer. So here, if I see, it says ratio. If I talk about number of coins, is this. But if I talk about the value, is this one. Because I have to convert both of them to cents in order to be the same. I have to make units the same. Okay? So, yeah. Let me see here. I wanted to see. I'm checking something. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the price of an antibiotic in one drugstore is this, although the price of the same in another drugstore is this. What is the ratio of the price? Ratio of whole numbers. Okay, so dollar, yes, the same unit. So it's 13.75 compared to 7.5. So it says the ratio as a whole number, so means I have to remove decimal, and so I multiply both sides with 100 because I want to remove decimal. So it is this compared to 7.5 times 100, which is 1375 compared to 750. Okay, this is 5 multiplied 25, and this is 30 multiplied 25, right? Let me check. 5 times 25, yes, and 30 times 25. Yeah. Can I cancel this and this? I cancel. Oops, what is the answer? 55 to 30. But I can cancel more. Am I? I'm able to cancel more. Yes, I didn't pay attention. So I can cancel, yes, I can say it's 11 times 125, and then this one is 6 times 125. Am I right? So 6 times 125, yes, and 11 times 125, yes. And then I can cancel this and this. It's 11 over 6, right? Or 11 to 6 means I am comparing 11 to 6 as a ratio I show. Okay, so from the beginning, ratio is comparison. When I say fraction means part over total. When I say ratio, I have to say what to what. I either show it with column or I show it like a fraction. I simplify. Unit must be the same. If they are not the same, I change them to each other and just simplify. Okay, then I did this example. Here I explain about fraction and ratio, and we did all these examples that you can see. For example, if even you see mixed fraction, you change it to improper, and then because we want to really simplify it, we change it like a fraction and simplify. So I mean like the same symbol of fraction. Okay, and then I do whatever operation I have for division. I have to flip it. I have to do that. Okay, so if I see decimal, I multiply with 10 or multiply by 100, or in order to remove decimal. Okay, because I want to, I know I can use my calculator in order to go from here to here, or even from the beginning, but I want to show it as a ratio. That's why I try to remove decimal. So I multiply top and bottom with 10, and then try to simplify it, because I want to see as a ratio. Okay, so how about here? Just different questions, different word problems. Doesn't matter if I don't understand the physics part, the chemistry part. I'm sure you understand much in chemistry, much more than me, but it's okay. Just we try to do the math part. What we are comparing with what? So we have to know. We have to really define it. And then we try to simplify. If you want to show it this way, so we have to simplify, so we continue to simplify. So if you want to show it with a decimal, so we can just use our calculator and divide. Thank you so much. I continue on the lesson.